good evening. Little rock star. Tangerine. As I say, it's a beautiful day to be alive. Unlike my brother-in-law, I can see, I can hear, I can speak. I'm a U.S. citizen. I can feel pain. Unlike a lot of military veterans, I can walk. I feel happy to be alive. I'm just in the overtime. I've outlived my father and my brother and my sis and many other elderly people in my family. I look up at the calendar with the kitties and the dogs. It tells me it is the third month. It's the blackjack day in diamonds. Pay and a half. And the year is the Christmas year, 2025. Of the great state of Minnesota. My name is Jeff, and we go by many names. I guess Chipotle is my new name. I guess Carl called that in the BlindViews. The fake blind guy has been calling me. He actually called me out and gave me a threat. Said he was going to had a trigger for me. I thought that was a little embarrassment, but I clipped that to make sure, because I don't take those two. There's people that gave my cell phone out and threatened my wife. Those people are clear and present danger. But usually that's what happens when you get the best of people and call people out. And he tried to throw me on the bus, which he knows he listens to this voice. Hello, Pennsylvania, from the great state of Minnesota, Ace Frehley, a.k.a. Howard Stern wannabe. Christmas is close at hand for the beggars out there. He's an e-beggar who's getting money. I appreciate him getting out of the way, his whining and pissing and moaning about me early, than to listen to Sarasota Sissy and other such behavior. I think he did talk about the stalker of the haters. I saw morning. She bitched about listening to her, but I don't need to listen to her makeup stuff. But she was being the, what she is. She's the do-gooder of the haters. The goofball is down there in the outskirts. New York Dan. We got a 1 hour show to save a troll. It is 3:45 p.m. Central here in the great state of Minnesota. This is your audio addiction on the video platform. The one and only Fear-mongering radio and the Cowpote podcast and Bitch War Radio and the NFL podcast, the National Fix-It League, the NHL, and wherever else. The home of the Haggy family with Haggy Rants. It is what it is. We appreciate people come and say things down below in, piss and moan, whatever it may be. I appreciate everybody. And got an email. I guess I'm being monetized. They're hooked up with the Cowpote Adventures. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. So I must have been over the whatever the hell it is to make it. So okay, great, not a big deal. You don't get much anyways. I mean, it's going to be just push it out more. They do monetize a lot of my videos. There are over 100 on here. The ones that the dogs fighting is already monetized. So that's fine. It doesn't really mean squat. They just push out the monetized stuff. And I could actually do a live stream and beg for money like he does. Allegedly, he's Republican, but he's an actual liberal. The man in the brown shirt. He makes excuses for a man who doxed a bunch of people in the Kennedy stuff. And the behavior's going on. The adjudicated rapist and convicted felon running our country and causing chaos. But like I said, it's a great day here in America. I'm going on the rabbit hole of a few shows out there. You can start it. One is called Murphy's Diesel. They're in upstate. They're up in Arizona. Check them out. Really, really good. Junkyard Diggs, and another guy in lovely and talented over in Aussie. But the Murphy guy, Diesel, is really cool. He rescued a tow truck. But they're really good. You watch him, you'll thank me later. He won the tow truck, and then he was out taking people out of the ditches and paying them Did a really good job. He rescued it after 20 years, a big Kenworth cab over blue. But he's in upstate Arizona. Check him out on YouTube. So that's a lot of fun to watch. Once you do that stuff, you're screwed. Once you go down the rat hole of watching the world start, you'll just never ever be done with it. It's the way she goes. Oh my goodness. Be a commercial, music-free, sponsor-free podcasting. There's no asking for more. We're Cowpote approved on things we like. A lot of good stuff on YouTube. The hater is pissed, trying to make excuses that I've dropped dime on Karl, which he knows is fine. Use me as an excuse. That's why I did the audio. But anyways, let's see where y'all come in from. Give me a little love. Sources that come in usual. Spotify, which I said pays me. I appreciate it. Spreaker pays me. Apple Podcasts, if you're over listening, give me the extra star. I earn it. I don't ask for it. I don't sit on Faker Book and demand it like people do. It just drives me insane. Podtrack.com, iVox, Chrome, Apple Podcast Media, CastBox, Podcast Addict. Bunch of people that roll in. Just over 100 in the last 30 days. And I appreciate everybody that comes to the audio and the video platform. And whatever you come to, there's going to be 7 million things you can now consume. And you're consuming me. And I thank you. Getting some likes and dislikes. I appreciate that. Engaging the audio or the videos. I have one more coming out tomorrow. It will be the rail fanning one for Hobo's Shoestring. But I haven't had a chance to do anything for this channel. Every day on the Adventure channel, the Cowpote Adventure, something comes every day. Some get 15, some maybe get 80, some get 100, and I get it. I kind of backed off, wanted to let myself catch up, so I'm out till... I'm going to say I'm out till beginning of September. I'm going to the motorcycle show this week, coming next weekend. The auto show is coming, and we will be in St. Martin. And the Maryland vacations are coming up in the Adventure channel. It should be trying to come up pretty soon. Those are a lot of fun. But geolocations that come in, usual, it's United States, Australia, United Kingdom, Spain, Canada, Ghana, Israel. Let my people go. India, Japan, Gambia, South Korea, Nigeria, Norway, Russia, and Ukraine. New South Wales. Thank you so much. There's a guy in Australia that does I can't remember, I don't have his name written down here, who I've been watching, an older guy, and he's really good. I wrote it down. I thought I did, but he's really, really cool. He does a good job on starting stuff and going out and buying. He's really cool, and he's well worth it. Bruce and Aus. So Bruce and Aus, AOS. So Bruce in AOUS, Australia. Please check him out. So cool. Kind of like your dad. He says, I love that kind of behavior. I love repurposing things. I think it's so cool. It's a really, really good job. So check him out. Bruce and Aus, AOUS. Jealous. Wish I had time for that kind of behavior. But the United States, the usual behaviors go up here: Minnesota, Florida, Nebraska, Arizona, Louisiana, Wisconsin, Kentucky, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and North Dakota. Thank you so much. North Dakota is Bismarck, middle of nowhere. Minnesota is Minneapolis and Champlin once. Pennsylvania, city of Bradley, Shadowland of Hamilton, South Virginia, and Ashburn. Kentucky is Benton. In Florida, Odessa? Oh, no, I can't. Odessa, I can't remember. Orlando and Orlando Lakes, Arizona. Phoenix, Nebraska. Omaha and Grand Island in Wisconsin. To my east, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And we get kind of down in Louisiana, Gonzales. Appreciate you guys all. I really do. Everyone that takes their time out of the day to listen to this voice. Without you, I don't have much. Very little. It was last week's video. I listened to the audio, listened back, and there was some in between, some going on with the computer. I think it tried to put up new stuff on my computer, and then it kind of fought back and forth and went back. But that's where she goes. But as I speak to the download, that I can speak English, I can free to give my opinion on people on YouTube. Freedom of speech is brought to you by the military and the armed forces. And like I've said, people are dying in the oceans and in the deserts to come here, make a difference. why people sit around and live off the government and claim they're blind. They could simply do a job and work at home and welcome to Burger King and from your house. A lot of jobs you can do. Like I said, it's my brother-in-law ran a good business, made really good gur. The blind runs all the vending business in this great state. Never heard a bitch once where the fake blind guy whines and pisses moans because I call him out for what he is. He's a coward. But they storm those beaches we talked before, snap the necks of crowds, and they free the Jews. 1 and 2. Remember, 1 was supposed to end all wars, but we had 2. Like I said, we took care, went to Berlin with the Ruskies at the time. They were our allies, and he took his own life, Hitler, but he still kills from the grave because people still teach teachings, and the brown shirts are still out there in the outskirts in the Republican Party because we have a tyrant in office, like it or not. I mean, I like it. I don't hate the guy, but I didn't like him before because he didn't pay his bills. I don't like people who don't pay their bills. I don't live above my means. The blind trust my mother set up for me is my choice. Forgotten war in Vietnam, 58,000 plus. A lot of guys came back and were paralyzed, all that stuff in Iraqi and the burn pits and Afghani. But they have balls the size of basketballs, and they do have ovaries the size of oak trees. Men wearing blue. And God bless working class, and the 9/11 victims that were slaughtered in cold blood. Don't, like a cop, call a crackhead. Air Force, Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant, National Coast Guard. They're in and out of uniform. I thank you so much for the service. This fine country. Without you, we don't have much. Not much. I've never served. I always say I've served. Yes, I served them. I own something of every branch there been before. Appreciate you guys. Without you, we're a lawless country. All the countries roll in, all you people. Australia should have their own president. Quit being served by king. Demand to have elections to get rid of your king. Australia should have their own president, not a king. Period. You are your choices in life, my dad always told me. Know the difference between mistake and choice. My mother would meet people allocating courtroom. When they would say mistake, they found that lady guilty of taking money. Went over to Somalia. She took the stand, played dumb, but they put her in prison. They put her right to the Huskow. She made some poor choices. It's great to have money, but you earn it correctly. I love fabricating, taking things apart. Servers, whatever else, recycling, reuse, making money. Made some money on aluminum today, $350. Steel and some other stuff, some brass. It was like $750 total of everything. Easy money because no one wants it. I'll recycle it then. So be it. But you have your choices. Want to live well? Well, run with good people. If you're going to run with be poor. Drug addicts? Jeff Dubé. Look him up. Made poor choices. Had a great job at K-Fan. Made poor choices. I don't run with poor people or criminals. People are cheating their wives or hubbies. I run with people with respect. As you should too as well. Consensual sex is fun. Whores in the back seat of the car, sluts on the couch, make love in the bed, because sluts are a little more selective. Whores will do anything, long as when you spurting in there, put that condom on. Because women, you do carry the groceries. When the father finds out that his sperm has entered the canal, one drop, now she's pregnant. Aunt Flo isn't coming. He runs off. Now you're screwed. I pay for it. Don't use abortion for adoption is the option. Right now, spring babies are being conceived in spring break. Babies will be born in December on campuses. A guy worked with a door hope. I told him to do that, and when he did adopt one, in the middle of it, she got pregnant. From the Ohio, the young lady got pregnant. A lot of people being conceived their babies right now, pumping away on the beaches, the outskirts. Gonorrhea needle in the penis, smashing gash, dental dam in that trench. Put that trench coat on, okay? Don't like two men having sex. I get it. I mean, $20, but you can't watch two women have sex. One means one we in the room. It's not a very Christian thing to be doing when you're watching lesbians go at it, choking your chicken and realizing pulling the goalie, you're masturbating to gay sex, and it's not a very Christian thing to be doing. Maybe you should go to the Catholic Church, which should be burned to the ground, and confess that you're doing that kind of behavior. Then you're good until next Sunday. The blue laws must be eliminated from this country. We said burn all those churches to the ground. They're crime scenes. Would you shower? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? I would not shower in that shower of Penn State. There's a crime scene there. Don't forget that. Hope we didn't drink and drive on St. Patty's Day and orange jumpsuit this weekend. Call some MERS. Don't pick up me. I'll call Carl. Call the blind guy. His housekeeper can help him come. I don't know. Call somebody or you will murder somebody. Pick up the phone. Because then you're a convicted felon, old Canada. Canucks don't take felons, period. Plain and simple. Okay? Thank you so much. That is public service announcement from myself and all the members of Speculation Sports. Remember, as we speculate, damn it, you win. Those have been said by Deborah Daly, Vince in the Bay, the entire destroyers in Delaware. Many of the people that wear the hats and shirts are just on the board by taking the oath and the pledge to speculate in sports and take it so seriously. This is just podcasting. Anyways, guys, welcome. Probably an hour show to Save a Troll. We have a 5:15 dinner at Scoreboard. It's our backup. She wanted about Snuffy. I said, "Nah, we don't need to go to Snuffies." I have no problem going out there to Scoreboard. I like it. It's our backup. They've been around forever. Local yokels, good stuff. So anyways, I did that audio, and the fake blonde guy out in Pennsylvania, how you doing, big shooter? And I did that audio on Thursday on the way home from work to point out a few things. I figured that would trigger me for his e-begging live stream, and I listened to the beginning of it. Thank God he got right to it. He actually had the balls the size of basketballs to say my name. That's fine. I mean, Chipotle. That's what he wants. I would guess that's fine. I was like, "Who's Chipotle?" I'm like, oh, okay. I really don't like Chipotle. I can't pronounce Chipotle. I don't like it because some people can't pronounce Cowpote. When I was on the Perkins menu, it was the kids menu, the main menu, and the adults. It was anybody could say. I just don't understand it. And remember when I waited one time and a little kid, he was like 6. He goes, "I like the little Cowpote." I go, "Sure, no problem." The grandfather goes, "Have the Cowpote?" I said, "Sure, you can both have it. No problem." You know what I mean? So just can't, it's Cowpote, the way that I can get it. The cow shit, until you can pronounce Cowpote, then you can say Cowgirl or Cowpote. I've been cowboy my whole life. People call me Cowgirl. I say, "It's Miss Cowgirl to you." I call a guy at work, he's 5'3", pipsqueak. He calls me Cowgirl. I go, "It's Miss Cowgirl to you, sweetheart." I dared the project coordinator to call him Pipsqueak. He goes, "Go ahead and call him." I said, he'd be outraged, but I said he would... I'd be surprised. She's too bald, still has ovaries. So I did the audio. I appreciate the likes in the audio. Down before, the haters, people are afraid to say anything below because he comes and looks. If you make a comment down below, me and Carl, we talk every day. We do talk. It's funny to talk to him because he doesn't really care. He kind of can run both sides. He's having an acquired taste, and I get it. I got reverb in the back. I've been doing this for 17 years, and I enjoy 18. I enjoy every minute of it. I enjoy podcasting. I could do a podcast every day. I really enjoy it. I loved. To me, it was. It would have been the Lick Chick and the Cowpote would have been the name of a morning show if I would have been it, because the Lick Chick was a white meat. That's what it was. The Lick Chick and the Cowpote was on the menu. So it would have been somebody would be Lick Chick, right? So he was pissed. You could tell he was pissed. So I was listening to it, and I kind of looked at it one time, and he was just leaning in, and he was all pissed off. And he actually mentioned me because he's trying to say that I gave up the ghost to Carl. That was his way to make an excuse for himself. And he was making these, then he said, I'm not triggered. I've got a trigger for you. So that's all. It's like a trigger. It's a weapon, I guess. I told that Carl, he's a street boy. I don't care. You don't threaten somebody just because he gets the better of you. I don't care what he says. That's something I don't do unless I am threatening you. Threaten my wife, because I promised that when I went up to Randall to ask to marry her, I will protect her from domestic and abroad. But I'm like, really? You're gonna give me that little trigger? I get it, because I'm getting the best of him, because I'm real good with my mouth. I'm real good to call people out, and I can predict what he's going to do. I did that on purpose, because that was right before his live stream, and he saw it come up and he listened to it. He's a bold-faced little liar. Tells me, I love, and then here's another thing, sweetheart. I have 2 accounts. It's the Cowpote Podcast and Cowpote Adventures. He claimed that I keep coming in. No, that's other people. Okay, I'm sorry. People always will say that. I don't have time. I don't have for sock accounts. It's 2 of them, and that's it. He blocked me and then unblocked me, because I come in and say stuff. So he's blocked me. So people come in when I say something, and then he gets all pissed off because he can't handle it. I'll block you if you say something, an address, or you dock somebody, or you're prejudiced. Yeah, you're going to get blocked. But I feel free to have fun, okay? Because you go over to Carl's and people piss and moan, and you go over to Grifters Anonymous, but he's a coward. No, sorry, honey. So people come in and jump on the bandwagon, he gets pissed. So he blocks people, he deletes things, because he's a Republican that is a coward. He's a brown shirt. That's what he is. Because he makes excuses for the hunch. Where, hey, if he's living off the government, he may cut his benefits. Then what's he do? If he go up to the workforce? And yes, I know how to edit. I can edit. I understand. I've learned before. It takes too much time. I'm sorry. I mean, I have a big break tomorrow morning. I'm going to bring my computer with me. If I got time, I'm going to do some computer stuff. Okay, which is $100 an hour more, depending on right. And then this weekend I got to go out to the office out there in Blaine, and I got to do some fabricating, which is a $15,000 job. You tell me what is more important, to get a $15,000 check for the LLC, and instead of sitting in front of a computer. And I've talked to Wonder Hussy. She's bitched many times that she spends 120 hours a week on her channel. I cry for that woman. I cry for her. She can't go anywhere unless she could have a camera with her. I would never ever show the fabricating with my uncle. I'm never going to do that, because that's his business and I don't do it. It's a private business. It's no one business but his and what he pays me. I don't do that kind of behavior. Okay? But hey, great, you can edit because you have nothing better to do. But he could tell he was pissed because I called the guy out. You can't see perfectly, and I get it. But you walk around outside, I'm happy for you. He lays it all out. Mr. Triggered have finally had some balls. Mr. Republican, again, getting his money, making his same thing with Steel Told Morning Show. I've heard him before. He's pretty funny. He's always asking for money. Same thing. Money. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. Asking for money. Okay? Same thing. Give me money. You're a grifter, Mr. BlindViews. You're a grifter and a bold-faced liar. But to threaten me with the trigger thing, which is a weapon, just shows I'm in your head and I've got you over the barrel. Living above the garage. I feel sorry for your wife. I really do. Having to drive your young ass around allegedly to get where you got to go to be outside when you're above the garage. You know, it's road hard, put away wet. Sorry, you want to be the Howard Stern of the brainwashing, which Jeff Hagee would do on here a long time ago for the white boys. He would had Green Dream has passed away, and he'd sit there with Jeff Tutorial, and they liked all these stuff, and they would poker, and he would brainwash all these people from the keep behind the camera era. And that one troll, I don't like keep behind the camera, and I don't like Boogie. I know them. I would never ever go watch other stuff. I guess they're going. I was talking to Melissa. I guess they're going to some fat farm. I guess down in Florida, Texas. I don't really care. And I talked to Dave about that. Like, I don't care if they're going down there. Don't care. Could care less. It's fake stuff that I'm not going to watch. The only good character I liked on here was Daily Grace because she was funny. I don't need to watch yelling and hollering and screaming of two white boys screaming and hollering at Tina D. There's too many good Will It Start videos on there. They rescue something from the forest. It's more fun. I'd rather suffer through a Wonder Hussy video today. I saw that one. I listened to one day. She was out at some UFO place out there. I listened to my ear, gave her a listen. I'd rather suffer through the Huss before I'd go listen to at least it's something she's doing besides, whatever. But it was pretty hilarious to listen to him piss and moan and saying that I busted him out. Bull. That video was towards Karl. It's just I called him out on it, and he can't handle it. But I'm glad. I don't listen to all your stuff. I don't hate listening to you. Could really care less. And I don't hate on you, man. Hate's a very strong word. I do hate pedophiles. I do hate murderers and rapists. They should be executed. Absolutely. I just think you're a very angry, bitter man. I really do. Very bitter, angry man in your life. I guess you were some fake firefighter, which I guess I wouldn't be surprised. Stolen valor, people love to do that kind of behavior on there. And like I said, I've served all the branches. Of course I have. I served them with my money, my mouth, and my time. But people love to steal that kind of valor from the police, drive around. People buy police cars so it looks like you're driving a police car. There was a guy in school, this was, 40 years ago. He bought a police car and drive around pretending to be a police guy, turn the light on to scare people and stuff. People love doing that stuff. But it was pretty interesting. All pissed off, call me cow shit, whatever. I get my listens and my views. I get it. I'm not here to make money, man. I'll be monetized. Great. I'm happy for you. Again, I make $100 and some here on Spreaker every month. Last year was over $1,200. I get paid. I appreciate it because I've made a presence on this platform. People come from all over the world to listen to The Voice and NFL podcasts. That's where I make 80% of my money, and also with the NHL podcast. And the also with me getting some leg room is the one with Hearsay and Lies. It's a podcast. I have my own unique way I do it. With music in the background and review. That's what fear-mongering radio is this way I do it. And then the Cowpote podcast is in the car. If I was, let's say, I would have on somebody like Daily Woo on or something, I would do it in the Cowpote podcast or Wonder Hussy on with no music because I wanted to come on. We'll have a good conversation and hear her talk. But it was pretty funny to blame me when he knows it's true. I don't want to hear people sending you something in the email. That's a classic hall pass. With this, have your balls dropped yet or not? But you could tell he was pissed. Okay? I work for a living, young man. I pay your way. Okay? I don't ask for him. No one's giving me money. Give me money. The next week there'll be no ads on, whatever else. I feel sorry for that you need to make your nut and money on YouTube. I really generally feel sorry for you. I cry for you at night. I really, really do. That you have to make your money on YouTube to make it in life. I really do. I just find it hilarious that he was pissed. I thought it was just funny. So I want to do a song, but for some that company thing they do my music on once in a while, they had some problems yesterday. It's down for a while, whatever. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll do BlindViews is triggered or something, whatever. BlindViews triggered blues or something, whatever, and it wouldn't let me do anything. So whatever, that just happens once in a while on that thing. So, but it was so I'll give you a trigger. That's nice. Threatening somebody in a very subtle way, but it's still a threat. Because he's pissed because I call him out. Because he's not used to the pushback. He's used to ripping on people, dropping to their knees and kissing the ring. And I'm not afraid to call the guy out. People are seeing, like I said, people listen to the guy because he's a very bitter man. He's a very unhappy, bitter man living in Pennsylvania. Very bitter. This is almost tranquility. I just find it hilarious, and I really appreciate you talking about me. I really do. It's much appreciated that you come around and piss and moan about me. It's more than I expect and more than I deserve. I really do appreciate it, because you could tell he was pissed off. And yeah, Murphy's Diesel. He's the one here. Will start rare 3 per abandoned for 40 years. So there's a lot of good stuff on here. Bruce Wilson's real good too as well. Really good. A lot of good people on here. Diesel Creek. Massive Cactus hasn't run in decades. Can we save it? It's in a blog. A lot of good stuff on there. But I love how they try to haul past it. Stalking Sarasota Tim. I forgot. Oh my God. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting live stream that I took over the beginning of it, because I don't need to listen to you talk about Sarasota Tim. I think I was talking to Karl, and I guess he talked about Nella, who's the goofball, and Miss Viggy was all up in arms in this behavior too as well. So he's stalking. New York Dan is stalking, and I guess he's found where he lives, and it's just oh my God, it's so hilarious that he's down there stalking Sarasota Tim. He's driving around. Again, a guy that goes on cruises by himself. God bless you. I'd love to have the guy on, man. He's just a goofball. And Morning did a video about him too as well. The do-gooder was talking about it too as well. So she's all in her car, the parking drama that she has all the time, Another one that is do-gooder for Sarasota Tim. If she had her way, she'd have his baby. Trust me, she would do it. So it's just kind of hilarious that Sarasota Tim, New York Dan is stalking right along, and BlindViews is another one that I don't talk about. I don't watch Sarasota Tim, but he knows everything about it, and he uses the excuse that other people send him, and that's why he listens to Karl. That's why when I called it out, he used me as excuse. No. But the haters are more entertaining than Sarasota Tim, especially BlindViews. And he watches what the hell's his name? Nomadic Fanatic watches him all. He's all concerned. So I guess he used to be buddy with him, and then he turned on the guy, which he's rode hard probably. He's bragging. Why would you want a picture with this guy? I would say if I got a picture with what's his name? I'd say, listen, I got a picture with a homeless man here, in Pennsylvania. I'm saying a good-looking guy, but you don't look good out in the open. I'm sorry. You can go watch the video Troll Under the Bridge, and you can see him under the bridge. That's him under the bridge. The troll under the bridge, that's BlindViews right there. Epic video. You got to watch it. And then let me know down below what do you think about the video. It is the best video, and that's BlindViews. But he doesn't like it. They rip on the guy. He hates it. Despise it. I can call him out and ridicule him. You're not blind. You maybe somewhat can't see, but you can read that chat room like boom, boom, I'll go to the lights. No problem. Read. Especially if there's money involved. Oh, boy, yes. Thank you. I don't know why people... what nut do you have to meet in the first place on this behavior? What nut do you have to meet? How much money do you need? After taxes and YouTube, like I said, I don't know what the hell they take now. They think they take 30%. Where the hell it is? Again, I'm going to send this nutbag money. It's going to be in the mail. Same thing with the house or anybody else. I'm not a chance. I'll say he's just a simple liberal asking for money on YouTube. He's not here for entertainment. He's not here for information. He's there to ask for money. He's supposed to be Republican. He's a brown shirt. He's an apologist for our 47th president. Eliminating jobs without any questions asked. Giving up personal information on his Kennedy stuff. Really? Social security numbers? I don't get it, man. And what do you say about that? It's not cool. But if, people don't care, that's right. But New York Dan's classic. Grifters Anonymous is pretty good too as well. The video he did the egg to the border, that was pretty fun. And you know that the fake blind guy, the brown shirt, the BlindViews brown shirt, is watching him too as well, because he watches everybody. Don't let him tell you. It's a bull-faced lie. He watches me. He listens to me. He comes to it because I'm right here. He can listen to me above the garage, and he can. I have good sound. I got the reverb in here, the music in the background. A lot of people tell me that when they listen to my NFL one, that I have good sound. They can listen to my earbuds. I don't scream and holler, but on this one, the music in the background while you're driving, you can listen to it, and wherever you're at, domestic and abroad. And I give my opinion without swearing and cussing. I'm not being prejudiced. The double G hard R, whatever. I don't do that kind of behavior. I never have. I never will. It's not the way. It's not the way I roll. But it's just kind of the New York Dan stalking is hilarious. It's just, I get it, man. She wants to go to Orange Beach. That's down where just trash Mark Terry, but she was talking about that. She's always liked St. Peter. I get me driving through or something. I stop there and do a video in the town or something for fun. But I don't need to see Sarasota Tim. Yeah, I don't understand. Why anybody in the right mind would watch this guy? I told Carl I'd rather suffer through a daily video of the carpetbagger for 50 minutes or the Daily Woo for 30. If I'm going to watch it every single day, I'll watch a few. If carpetbagger does something cool, maybe 40 minutes. And the Husky, the UFO one, it was interesting in the background to listen to it. Okay, and if the Woo goes somewhere like a band, maybe. But to sit there and waste 4 videos that he does, Sarasota Tim, every single day, sorry, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But people, they think they're going to change this guy. You're not going to change Sarasota Tim. And I guess some commercial he did, I told this to Carl, and I told him I would hire that guy tomorrow to be a pitchman because he's a great liar. He'd be a great little liar because he tells lies more than I do. He's a great pitchman. There was one guy on here on YouTube. Oh, what's his name? I should go look for it. See if he's still around. What the hell was his name again? Friend of Tina D. What was his name again? Piggybackers. Piggybackers. He was a car salesman. Let's see if he's still around. He hasn't done anything a long piggybacker exposed. That's a long time ago, but he was a piggyback. Let's see if he does anything. He used to be a car salesman. He hasn't done anything in a long 6 years. He was a very, very good friend of he hasn't done anything in 6 years. Home. He had my first channel, Watch in the Car Blues. They must have went down the road. So he used to do a lot of car stuff, piggybackers. So he used to do drama and stuff. So he's not. I don't see him anymore. He hasn't done anything in a long time. But there's 6 years. He would love Tina D, the American Family, Fallback, Facebook, Twitter, whatever else. So. He was a big one. Like I said, I'll keep behind the camera. How his channel is slowly going. I guess they're going to someplace. Him and Boogie, Dog. It's still Boogie's dog. Boogie collapses. Yeah, okay. It's really a shame. Because what is it? The Boogie one 2 days ago is only at 62,000, and he has 2.5 million. So he gets what he gets, and I get it. It's no longer what it used to be. And Tina's just huge. They're going to some fat farm, I guess. Good luck with all that behavior. But it just shows how YouTube's slow going. There's just too many good stuff out there. And Boogie's a bold-faced liar. Stalking. RV's Nightmare So Mad we flew up to Keystone headquarters. So there's an RV Nightmare So Mad we flew up to Keystone headquarters. Well, you buying these big RVs. Way she goes. But New York Dan, it's so late. It makes me laugh and it makes me cry. Will this big block Dodge run for 27 years? Junkyard Digs. You got to check those guys out. They're really good. But once you go down that thing, Bel Air station wagon, will run Bel Air. I'd love to have a station wagon collection. Let's call Carl. Let's get him on here. Because it'll be a 1-hour show to State Patrol. Welcome to Fear Monger Radio.
Hello.
Well, welcome. Thanks for calling in to Fear Monger Radio. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Just I'm talking a little about before we get to the king. What is going on with your little brother, New York Dan? Is he really? I mean, Eye for an Eye put out a thing on stalking, and what's going on with him? You're more in tune to New York Dan. What is he? Is he really actually in Sarasota, or is that all Greenstream? What's Greenstream? What's going on here?
Last I saw was the video. I saw where the eye guy did a video, but I haven't watched it yet.
I know the do-gooder did a video. I listened to part of that. She was pissing him moaning about what he's doing, So she was the do-gooder was whining about that behavior. Morning. So she was whining about that behavior, and
I think Tim's been pretty clear that he doesn't want to meet him. So I don't know why Dan keeps trying to push it like he would change his mind.
It's no different me going down to see the BlindViews. Actually driving. I can see driving through the town, but me stalking down there to see BlindViews, it's not going to work. It's just not cool. I'm down here looking for BlindViews.
Yeah.
No, you just don't do it because he wouldn't want to be meeting me. And like you said, that one chick up here that lives here, that good-looking blonde, we both know who she is. You give her a message. Hey, I'm going to be at the Mall of America in about a week. On Sunday.
Yeah, if you said no or ghosted you, then you wouldn't go.
Yeah, you don't just roll around like the one guy went to her. Didn't somebody show up at her at Walgreens?
Yeah, someone showed up at Walgreens, said it creeped her out.
Yeah, well, of course, like I told you.
I'm sure it was.
Men are visual. Men are visual, and that's what they do. This is not.
Probably gets a little too careless every once in a while and talking about her life and where she's at.
Yeah, you just like to wonder how she told you people knock on her seat. It's connected to the house. They walk around the other side. It's like, and then the other guy who lives close to her, he's the blind mine. He has a mine that he bought, and people will knock on his door. And I get that to see it for the tour. He doesn't answer. They walk around the house and knock on and look in all the windows. He's not home. What are you doing? I get knocked on the door, and you leave a message. Hey, listen, I'm an hour away. I'm over at somewhere. Call me. I want a tour of your place. He calls you if he wants to. You don't walk around his house and look in the windows. Okay?
Does he beg for money?
I don't know if he does or not. He might. I don't watch a lot of his.
That might be where someone's paid him a bunch of money and they think he owes him.
Probably. I think he has. He does ask for money when he wants to do like fixing stuff, I guess. But yeah, people like that Wonder Hussy, I think they expect to meet her because they give her money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if you've been giving him money and you're like, hey, I'm in town, can I come see the house? You
Correct.
Know what I mean?
Because he bought
because you're paying money.
Correct. He bought a mine down in Nevada, and he took his mom down there. He's a really nice guy. I know him on Facebook. I told him I'd love to meet the guy someday. There's one in Pennsylvania I saw a couple years ago. The guy bought it, and he gives you tours. The break room's down there. It's a coal mine. He bought it, and he gives tours. I mean, everything's down there. The coal, the break room, the whole 9 yards. So he gives tours of a gold mine and of a coal mine. There's that one guy that bought he's on YouTube. He bought a ghost town, and he's done videos on it. He's like making it into something. He bought the ghost town. He's done videos. It's pretty cool. He's in Nevada.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's Living the Ghost, I think it's called. But he's really cool. If you want to watch some good videos, I talked about it on here. It's there's some really good stuff on here. They're in Arizona, and he rescued he's really good. It's called he bought it. What the hell is his name again? But Bruce and Aussie is really good. What the hell was that one guy's name? I had it written down here. I can't have what's written down here, but he's really cool. There's some. It's a diesel thing. It's really kind of cool. He's in Arizona. Murphy's Diesel, I think it's called. And he's really cool. And he rescued a 20-year-old tow truck. Murphy's Diesel. He's in Arizona. and he rescues stuff. Check him out, Murphy's Diesel. Look at the one where he got the tow truck, and then he was pulling people out of the ditch and paying them. He pays them. So he's a really cool guy. That's something I'm just telling you. You're never going to leave your house. Because once you look at that stuff, you're screwed. I'm serious, man. It's you go down that long, road. So anyway, let's talk about your uncle, BlindViews, and he tried to throw me under the bus, like I'm the one that busted you out because he claimed he doesn't listen to you.
Oh, yes. Well, I told him yesterday the things. I mean, you say things that I don't, and some of them I don't agree with.
Correct.
But that's you. It's not me.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
But I thought it was kind of funny to see him kind of melt down, and like I said, I've got a trigger for you, which kind of. That's not a cool thing to say to somebody. That's he
said multiple times, like right now, he's like, you guys are all jabbering on his podcast, blah, 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 like your best buds and shit.
Yeah.
What does he care?
Right. But he listens to what we have to say. And that's why he listens to everybody. I don't want to hear him that someone sends him, because that's a favorite thing to be, well, I got this. You sent me a text and said he did the video. I went and listened to it. But you don't. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I'm not afraid. But if I want to find him, I go find him. When it comes through, if I like the one about the car thing, I don't care about your car stuff. I don't care. I don't care.
I have had people send me timestamps, like the time in the video.
Yep.
But I'm out driving around listening to it. I'm not sitting at a computer to where that doesn't mean I'd have to go watch the whole video.
Right.
Because, I'm not really watching it. I'm listening to it.
I listened up to him when he started pissing me off about Sarasota Tim, which he doesn't want Sarasota Tim. Remember that. That's what he said. He wasn't going to anymore.
And he thinks his content is worthless dribble.
Yeah, but
not worth paying attention to, but yet he's talking about it.
Correct. That doesn't last. It's like saying I don't like sauerkraut, but tonight we go to Scoreboard, I'm going to have a sauerkraut meal, and I'm going to eat the whole thing and piss him on about it. I had the worst sauerkraut meal I've had in my entire life. It's just
I just dig it because you got a guy that's just been a screw off his whole life, and he came into a little bit of money, and then he had a little bit of success, and then he's trying to tell everybody, "Oh, live my life. I'm the perfect way to live your life and retire," and it's just not true.
No, I know the guy is nothing special. Like I said, I'd rather suffer through a 50-minute video on Carpetbagger. Going through something, whatever. I'd rather give him my daily view count to him, or Daily Woo that does these daily blogs, and then you see something. It can be boring, but before I would waste any good suffering on Sarasota Tim. But that's what you do. That's what you do. You give everybody whatever you want to do, and I get it, but.
Because I use YouTube like a podcast.
Correct.
Visual.
That's right. I'm the same way. And like I said, if you get a chance to go listen to these people that the Murphy's Diesel, he's really cool. I mean, the guy rescued this really cool tow truck that was like a Kenworth, like 20 years old. But he was pulling people. He's in upstate Arizona, and he pulled out somebody, and he goes, "Nope, I'm going to give you money." So he's really cool. He did that. He got the tow truck, and then he would later on was what he was doing with the tow truck, pulling people out of ditches. Really cool. The guy is absolutely excellent. Did a really good job. But he was talking about a video that people piss him on, that he does a lot of cuts in the videos. It's like, so what? But he doesn't put music. He just cuts. He goes, he does a lot of editing, and and then your uncle pissing him on about me not want editing. I can learn to edit. I don't want to edit because I have better things to do.
Crowley does all that editing, but it's wasted on me because I'm just listening. So if he's switching camera angles or this or that, I don't see it unless he says something interesting, and then I wait till I'm pulled over and take a look.
Correct.
That's not my TV show, because it's
same thing when I listen about World War II history. It's a 45-minute video. I'm listening to the video. I'm listening to the information. I don't need to see it. I get it. I can listen to it. I
just got done listening to like an hour-long history one about when Rome left Britain.
Right.
And it was interesting.
Yeah, it's great. I love listening to information on YouTube. I really do. I really enjoy it. When people talk about something, give me history of what's going on in the world. I think it's great. And listening about the hunch, and CBS will talk about an incident for 12 minutes. That's why my videos you see on the Adventure Channel are like 12 minutes long, 11 minutes long. Here it is, what I'm doing, done. I know he doesn't like point and shoot.
I don't know why you'd go past 15 minutes, to be honest.
What?
I don't know why you'd make a video past 15 minutes anyway.
Yeah, some people are like that. I mean, like I told you, the house actually kept it 15 minutes today. I was actually proud of her today. I'm like, wow, 15 minutes. But look at Carpegger. He'll do an hour, 5 minutes of a video in Disney World. No, that's too long. People aren't going to watch that. Except unless you're unemployed and you have nothing better to do. You're an elderly person that can't leave the house, I guess. But some of these, the best ones I like are the will it start are like 25 minutes. It's perfect. The hour ones I will go through to the end kind of and watch, wherever it is. But
yeah.
But no, I just thought it was an interesting live stream. He was a little bitter. He was a little pissed. Would you not agree?
He's kind of bitter in general.
Yeah. Well, he's a very bitter, spiteful man, I think.
It's the way he's taken his illness instead of being like your brother or being like me or being like lots of other people, like in the Invictus games and shit.
Right.
He's just seeing it as a negative and not overcoming it.
Yeah. He can't handle it. He's used to people being on his side. He can't handle that some dumbass white guy like me, who's not stoned or drunk, but I guess I mumble and Chipotle, which I love that. I mean, I told my wife that. I said, I guess my new nickname is Chipotle. She goes, what does Chipotle mean? I said, I have no idea. I guess Carl can't say Cowpote, so he called me Pacholte still. People call him.
Like Truman Capote.
Yeah, so I said, people can't.
Truman Capote.
She goes,
that's what I was thinking.
But she goes, people, why can't they say Cowpote? We've been in the restaurant and little kids, we were in there with my nephew one day and the kid goes, I like a little Cowpote. And she goes, why can't grown ass people can't say Cowpote when I've heard 6-year-old children say Cowpote? So I have no idea.
I can say it correctly. I just don't.
No, that's fine. That I've always told, until you can say the name correctly, then nicknames you can have at it. You know what I'm saying? You have to hit the nickname. Then you can. Because one time when I was arguing with what's his name? Oh God, what was his name? Wrestling guy. He was doing a show with his wife. He's drunk. He's going real Cowpote, and he couldn't pronounce it. She's mad. Cowpote. She's trying to tell him Cowpote. He was so stoned. He was going back and forth. W1 Network. They left YouTube because she got rid of this felon, and he's going back and forth. I would have kept that video because he was so pissed off at me. I used to cheer for your Cowboys, and then you went after Fat Boy. Hey, Cowpote. It was just so hilarious. He couldn't pronounce Cowpote. He was so drunk and so stoned, and he had on his wrestling belt over his shoulder. It was just hilarious. It was my favorite video. I watched like 9 times because it was so good. He was so mad at me. It was like so stoned and so drunk. And she's Cowpote, Amberly, because I called his girlfriend Amberly Ambrosia, and that got around. That was her nickname, Ambrosia. So, and I called him the $30,000 million. You know what the $30,000 million is? Is that you're making $30,000 a year, but you think you're driving a really nice car. You know what I'm saying? You're a $30,000 millionaire. You're driving around in a nice car, but you're working at Burger King making $30,000. So that was my nickname. He claimed he was a millionaire, but when he went from from Vegas to Florida, they did the cheapest flight they could get, and they went through whatever, and they went to Illinois, which is strange, and then they got bumped from the flight. Half the family did, because what the airlines do, if they're looking to bump somebody, and let's say me and you are flying from Chicago down to Florida on a cheap flight, they'll bump us, because they'll bump the cheapest flight to bump us, and then put somebody on that wants to pay $2,000 a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they'll do that. They'll look for the cheap.
That's America.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They love to bump people. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So I've been around long enough. I know how it is. Like one time we were going down to see George Thorogood, and they called us up there, and they go, the guy called me up there. He goes, I'll give you and your wife $1,000 of credit plus first class at the 4:00 flight. I said, pencil us in. I walked back. I go, let's go. She said, what do you mean? I said, we're going to go home and play some golf. She goes, why? I go, we're getting first class into San Francisco and $1,000 each. Let's go. And I said, because we had carry-on. So went home, played some golf. She did some stuff, went back to the airport, first class down to San Francisco. We used that flight for that money for something else. So I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Someone really need to get down there really bad. So it's nice if you can. I like that if you can get that money. It's nice, especially if you go to New York. They'll do the bump thing. They want somebody to get on. They'll bump you. If you what the hell? It was typical at you to United or something. You know what I'm saying? So
I think I got it one time. I think my wife and I were going somewhere and we weren't in any hurry.
Correct.
And so they're like, does anybody volunteer? I'm like,
yeah. I've seen people get $2,000 before. They really need to get. They really need to get someone on the plane. So, but I just thought it was. I was funny. I was impressed. He actually said my name, and you could tell he was bitter, and he's too a chicken to say that he actually listened to you. He's using me as the excuse. So I thought that was kind of. I had a smile on my face this morning when I listened to it. I appreciate him get it out of the way early. That way I have to listen to the other BS. So I appreciate it very, very much.
Well, what was the point of even doing it in the first place?
Well, because I triggered him. That's why I did the audio on Thursday before on the way home to put it up to trigger him before he did his live stream. So he listened to my audio before
none of his listeners are listening to your podcast. I don't think
they may come over. People will come over.
Maybe a few.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he was pissed on the audio that I did. I talked about it. So I did that before his live stream to trigger him, and that's why I did it. He listened to it. He was pissed. He just couldn't hold himself back. He couldn't do it. He was
because he was talking about something that nobody even knew about.
Correct.
Because they were all in the comments going, "What the hell? What's going on? When this happened?" Nobody even knew about it.
Correct.
Except for him.
Correct, because he listened to it. So that's why I did that audio. I did it in a 25-minute audio. I took my way home. I left a little early. I got to get this down for the archives. I want to get it up before he goes live. So I gave him plenty of time to listen to it. He was pissed. That pissed him off, that audio. And that's why.
And then this whole thing is not to mention your name to give you traction.
But then he did because
mention his name.
Because I called him a coward, and he responded. So that was I got what I wanted from the guy. I got him to say something. It's just some people just don't want to say the name. It's like I called him a coward. What he is, he's a coward, man. He sits in his above the garage, of the blind guy making excuses. And great, you have time to edit. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You have nothing better to do but watch Tim, watch Tater, and then now walk outside like a grown-ass man. You don't look good outside. Mr. Ace Frehley wandering about like a homeless man. Mr. A.K.A. Howard Stern, the A.K.A. the brown shirts of Pennsylvania, the Trump apologists, okay? I can't help that.
And everything you're doing right now is the same stuff he does to Tater, the same stuff he does to the Mike Living Free.
Correct.
Who's the guy with the dogs, the camper van Kevin.
Correct.
He does the same stuff to them, but when it comes around on him, it's like he dishes it out but can't take it.
It's called thin skin, Carl. Thin skin. That's what it is. He's thin skin. He can't handle that I can speak my mind and I can call the guy out. I mean, I do without swearing and cussing or getting totally overpersonal. People have called me all kinds of names, and I get it. I've been called that when I first started podcasting because I'm not afraid to, Jeff Hagee would say stuff about me or whatever that, I purposely eat on camera that, I'm this or that, and I even took a shower. Trust me, I shower daily. I come home sweating like a pig, it's like whatever, but it's again, if you're going to be critical of somebody, I am. You're going to get pushback, and that's the way it goes.
Even when I first came out, BlindViews was trying to name call, like some Viking Santa Claus or something. Which I'm not saying that's bad or anything.
No, I call you Santa Claus for fun.
Yeah.
I call you
but I mean, I don't take it negatively. I guess those aren't that negative, but
no, it's just fun.
People come out negative against me. I'm like, I don't care.
I've seen some of your remarks down below. People just why don't you get a life or something? It's like, shut up, man. At least he's got an opinion. Because someone said that you're watching your Sarasota. Well, that's his business. If he wants to watch Sarasota Tim, that's what he does. That's his gig, you know. I mean, and he shows his face, and he doesn't sit behind some avatar and piss and moan. Because that one guy disappeared for a while. What's his name? Who was really mad? He got really mad because he was. What's his name was? What the hell was his name now? He was all mad at him because he put the shirts back on the rack. And he's from Michigan. What the hell was his name? And then he was
Michigan.
What was?
Oh yeah, Barium Exposure.
Yeah, he's kind of disappeared.
That guy Gordon.
He's kind of disappeared a little bit because
he comes and goes.
Yeah, because he deleted some of his stuff because I know that our guy, what's his name, talked about him in a video, and he said he made a comment down below, you need help, you know.
Yeah, Grifter was calling him out about his anger issues.
Yes, so he was all
He go to anger management. Go to one of those classes where the lady has 12 cats.
He does. He does. That video was so funny when he was so mad that he did the shirt thing. I mean, I'm going to call Walmart. What for? Really? I mean, I want to be on the other side of that phone call when you call Walmart. They're like, who in the hell are you? You know, well, why are you pissing and moaning? You know, it's just like, yeah, people love to, like, they call people's jobs to take away something they don't have. So let's say BlindViews' wife, I knew where she worked, and I'm going to call her job, you know, which I would never do. You know, I'm going to call her job, man. I'm so mad at BlindViews, which people do, which I would never do because I want to take away what she has. Maybe I don't work for a living. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get my point. Let's say your wife works at a school. I'm going to call that school. I'm going to say her husband's out. Who was it? Somebody, the carpetbagger called somebody's job one day, and they go, "Who in the hell are you?" Because he was mad at him because they ripping on him. They go, "Who in the hell are you to call us?" They called his job. You know what I'm saying? Because he was mad at the guy being critical of him. He was mad. You know what I'm saying? Calling someone's job. You know what I'm saying? But people love to do. I'm going to call your job. I've been on Facebook, and some lady was mad. They were going back and forth, and the Republican got better of the liberal. So she goes, "I'm going to call your job." And he goes, "Good luck. I own the business." You know what I'm saying? She was going to call because she was mad at what she was saying. She couldn't just say, "Okay, I get it," but she was mad. So, anyways, but.
Well, I kind of knew that. That's why I knew I could never do this while I was still practicing law.
Right.
Because it would just be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. People love to do that. They love to go personal on people, call jobs, and find out where you live, and call the police, pizza orders. If you were a real popular streamer, people call the police, and they love to do that behavior. They love it.
Well, one thing that was hilarious last night is I wouldn't call him a hater, but I got a guy that's critical of me, mm-hmm. which is fair, which is fine. I don't mind. Mm-hmm. It was about the statin, but I guess he's pro statin, and of course I'm pro statin, and I got people coming on me about being anti-statin, and he's in the comment section berating people that are giving me shit about taking a statin, going nasty on them, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because he's usually going against me, and he's in my comments, like, not defending me, but tearing people up for being anti-statin.
What's statin? What's that?
It's the cholesterol medication.
Oh, okay. Really? They're concerned about that?
Don't you take one?
I no. I don't know what it... But they're mad about that? Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's your business. Wow.
I just assume most people that are old take it. I don't know. Especially if you haven't eaten well your whole life.
It's just like when COVID came out. It was your business. If you want to take the shot, that's your business. That's your business.
I thought you were pro shot. You wanted people to get the shot.
I did. I took the shot.
I took it, but I didn't, if people didn't want to take it.
No, that's their business. I don't care. If you get sick, don't come crying to me. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I have to get going. We're going to go to Scoreboard Restaurant. Appreciate you calling the show. Coming on Fearmongering Radio. I'll be quiet. No barking in the office. You never bark during Fearmongering Radio. You understand me? You never, ever bark while we're in here. Uh-oh, she peed in the room here. Mother's going to be very mad at you. Oh, no. You peed in the room. That's not good.
Challenge you for the boss position.
Anyways, I will talk to you later.
All right.
Thank you. There he goes, Carl. She peed in the room. Anyways, you guys, remember, the military men of the armed force of all the branches, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the merchants, the Coast Guard uniform, thank you so much for your service, this fine country. You know, your choices in life. Don't drink and drive, and practice safe sex is an issue. Peeing in the office isn't good. All right? See y'all later from the outskirts. Fear-mongering radio. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out.